Good morning. This is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to our Sunday Funday show. I apologize for what am I apologizing for? We started on time, baby. I thought I wasn't gonna make it because we got a little bit of a late start. Mrs. Kongs R Us is still getting ready. She was sleeping in a little bit. I gave her a couple extra minutes. She was still a little bit apologetic for what happened last night. Yes, something happened last night, and it was quite the tragedy, but it was hopefully entertaining for those that didn't watch my stream last night where I built this guy. My Tron Arcade1Up is alive. It works. It's fully functional. But if you turned it around and checked out its ass, it might have a crack showing. So there's some little things going on. Good morning, Mrs. Kongzarus. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, I gotta release the kittens.
You're gonna release the kittens?
Yes.
Release the kitties? Okay, she's gonna release the kitties first and then come back and say hello. But here we are today on a lovely Sunday, just chilling, just chatting. And I have at least one person I want to bring onto the show because I love chatting with them. And there's no better Sunday fun day to hang out with than these two fine folk. You know and love them as Rev and New.
Oh, no.
Put your quarters on the grass.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
You snuck in there. What's going on, Rev and New? New was there live. She saw what happened.
I did.
I went to bed and I missed all of the cunnilingus action. It was crazy.
She finally explained to me what it was. And my goodness.
She legit did not know what cunnilingus
I thought you were kidding.
No.
It's one of those things when you learn about it. There's different ways to learn about it, and some are better than others.
I guess so. Yeah. So what's that?
I need my drink.
Oh, she needs her drink. I thought you were putting something else here.
What are you drinking today, Mrs. Kongs R Us? What are we going with?
It's just Gerler Steiner.
Some mineral water for now. I mean, she just rolled out of bed 5 minutes ago, so she looks like this in 5 minutes. So I don't know how she does it, and yeah.
I gotta ask you, man, how apologetic was she? So I woke up and watched the stream because I missed it last night. I passed out. I'm an old man, and I was crying. Laughing. The look on her face when she crawls into that machine and realizes. Yeah. I just broke Daddy's new toy.
It was an Osh moment.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. I had no words. I was literally speechless to the point of like, wow, like she did that much damage to the cab.
Just standing inside of it.
Yeah. I mean,
and then had to ask to come out, like, hey, will you come get me out?
I was like, no, you sat in your own pile of shit. You get out of it yourself. Right? Like,
no, but you're so nice. She helped me out.
I did help her out. I couldn't believe she was actually stuck.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm a little jealous. That cab looks beautiful.
It is. It is quite the amazing. Amazing thing. So let's actually just do a quick replay. We have to, for folks that are watching right now and don't know what we're talking about or even know what the subject of the show is. I did an hour and 42-minute stream last night unboxing my Tron cab. Mrs. Kongs R Us was hosting. New was there. Our good friend P Dubs was also there to try to make it entertaining because we know how boring it is watching Rev build a big blue. I was like, that's so boring. We have to make it more entertaining. So
hey, keeping it real.
I'm kidding. It can be boring watching somebody build something, right? So
I gotta tell you, man, you did work.
Yeah.
Like, make no mistake. You put in work. You did not mess around. Like, you were on a mission to build a cab. I got to give you credit, man. You really did it in record time.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it was quick, and I thought it was as fast as I could. It still took an hour though, so it just tells you. I feel pretty confident building a lot of these cabs, and there was just a couple of sections that were new, like the top panel, but everything else was pretty standard. If you build Arcade1Ups, it shouldn't take you that long. But I was mad that I didn't make my time. Boo boo. But here it is. Let's do the share. We are sharing this moment that happened. Yes, this happened last night. I don't know. That one's gonna be a little bit tough.
Oh man, I can't even imagine that she fit in there too. That's the crazy part. You are a tiny little Asian woman who fit in a tiny little arcade box.
What are we doing here?
She did this with our Pac-Man, so she thought she could do it here too. And she's like, there it is. Did you hear it? That was a snap.
I heard it. I heard a little crack.
She's all happy.
It's okay.
I thought it was the front part. Okay.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh, you please.
It's still functional, yeah? Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna do anything.
It's still functional. I mean, like I was looking at it from the back, and it wasn't
Look
until
at
we got out, like,
P-Dubs.
to the extent I saw the actual damage. But P-Dubs'
P-Dubs.
reaction was so.
Go back to him and pause it. He looked like he just walked in on his parents on a Friday night vacuuming. Look at
right
that.
there.
Right there.
Boom.
Look at my wife too. Look at New Sensation.
Yeah, that's so good. I went back too far, but anyways, yeah. P-Dub's reaction to the whole thing was
You know
just
what I mean?
the
I don't
most
know how
hilarious.
this happened. Bad quality control.
Anyways, but yeah, that was what happened last night. If I think I did a close-up of the actual damage itself right about here. So when you actually pull in, what happened was it split the whole thing. The G panel is like off its rocker, and so if you look at it from the back side, it's now uneven on the back, but structurally. So here's a good and a bad thing about these Arcade1Up. So John D isn't paying for premium MDF. We know that much. No,
Yeah.
I can't blame it on John, but the rest of it still functionally stands up because you still have this two side support that's standing on the actual riser. So I don't have like any heart palpitations about it not being able to survive standing up or anything. I might eventually maybe commission Bobby Vu if he's still listening to make me another G panel. Because I don't know if I'm gonna go to Dubshot and be like, hey, this box came broken with the G panel. Not sure if I can get a replacement part, but
Bobby already said I got a dozen panels. Come
you have
get
a
it.
dozen G panels. They get it. It's an easy. I think it's a standard G panel too. Honestly, I don't think that size is different. So there you go. My boy
I think Bobby
Vu
Boo could get you any panel that is missing. He's got
He
you.
can get me any panel. In fact, yeah, that might be something. Bobby, I have more ideas. Like, let's talk later on. But yeah, Bobby is a savior and a saint. I can't tell you how many plexiglasses I've broken, and he's hooked me up. So
Nice. Have you played your new toy? Did you get some time behind the stick?
a little bit. I got to play with the joystick a little bit and do some twisting and turning. So yeah, I enjoy it. Like you know, I was playing the games for the first time really in depth because I've played and dabbled with the Tron games, but never had like all the controls set up to play it properly. So like I was messing around with it on my yoke and like other places, but having this complete experience with the spinner and the joystick, unique controls are what really attract me to the cat. But I want to talk more about the experience, but I want to ask Mrs. Congoras after reliving that moment again. I mean, I can't tell you how many times she apologized to me last night, just unpromptedly, but let the world know kind of your take on what happened.
Honestly, I didn't remember there was like a bottom board because I remember Pac-Man didn't have a bottom board.
Oh,
It was just like,
it had a bottom board.
oh wow, that survived
Okay.
me standing in it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the crack and just seeing it, I was like, oh god.
Was it worse than you imagined when you saw it?
Yeah, it was worse than I imagined. And then believe me, if it didn't turn on, I would have ran out of the room.
That's the good thing, that at least it was separate from like the actual electronic components of it. I had no worries. I mean, there was some buildup at the end when P-Dubs was like, is it gonna turn on? Like, she didn't actually mess with any of the electric components, so I had no doubt that it wasn't gonna turn on.
But my goodness, there's a lot of things to plug in.
There are a lot of things to plug in.
That was a ton. There was a lot on that PCB.
Yeah.
All right, I got to tell you that I don't know what you called the hump light. I think the hump light.
Yeah.
That is amazing. What a really cool feature.
Yeah.
The button is like hidden in the board too.
The flight stick is girthy. I mean, so to Rubicon Alpha's point, when you hold it, the only other, I guess, experience I've had was Glenn's Retro Show's yoke or flight stick. He sells an aftermarket GRS yoke, or I keep saying yoke. He does sell a yoke, but the actual Tron flight stick. And I've gotten several of those over the years, and so I've been used to handling those. In fact, I have it right here. Just another prop shout out to my good buddy Glenn's Retro Show. I bought another one just to find out how it compares. If people were thinking like, oh, the controls aren't that great, you know, I could replace it with the Glenn's Retro Show one. So this is the Glenn's Retro Show one, and his has always been, in my opinion, for like, I don't think I have like large hands, but when I grip it, like my forefinger is already kind of like squished, and so it feels really skinny. But this one is girthier, so it's definitely thicker on the real Tron cab. So I wouldn't personally recommend replacing this because I think functionally the stock one works just as well, if not better, than Glenn's. Even though Glenn's is awesome, if you don't have one, just giving my quick.
Is
2
it
cents.
safe to say, and not to get into too much of a retro show, but is it safe to say that Arcade1Up produced a cab with quality controls now?
Yeah, thanks CT Jason and Tony C. I personally, I have to do my full review, and I haven't had this for a long enough time yet, but I am a fan of what they did with this, knowing it's a control they haven't done yet, right? Like it's a brand new mold, so it looks like it's molded after a real Tron stick. Because I did get to play with the Tron in the arcade, and you did too, and so it is pretty hefty, and so it's definitely not like they took Glenn's mold and just stuck it in. I think they took the time to actually build it, and it has the button in it, which is meant for discs of Tron too. So there's like a slightly different version of it. The spinner is kind of standard. I know there was some reviews already that said like the spinner isn't that great quality, but it works. It's a push-pull spinner. It's like, those are two unique types of controls that we've not seen in an Arcade1Up cab at all yet. And so that's what really drew me to this. Not only the artwork and the design of the cab, but the unique control aspect of it. I like cabs with unique controls, and this is one of those. And so that's why I pretty much bought it, to see what I can do with it.
P-Dubs mentioned it last night. Putting like Afterburner in it and stuff would be amazing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some other mods too. But really quick, I want to give a shout out to CT Jason and Tony C. These two are actually one of the first members to the channel. I opened up some new channel memberships in case you guys are interested, including you, Akuma Rev. I saw that you joined. Akuma Rev is one of two members who are part of the Mrs. Kongzarus fan club. So CT Jason and Akuma Rev might have access to some behind the scenes photos of any shoots that we do, but check out the membership tiers if you want to join in. I also have some fun little assets that we can play, including my top 10. So if you want to see Mrs. Kongzarus do stuff like this, join the membership tier. If you give us a super chat, we can see Mrs. Kongzarus do shit like this. And this might make a new top 10 with the Tron video, but this was one of our favorite top 10.
The look on her face.
You spent how much on it?
$400.
What? Why? What are you doing? Why would you do that? What the hell?
That is so good, dude. Oh my god.
If you want to see Sentinel Smash or any of some of our favorite Mrs. Kongzarus top 10 moments, just go ahead and put a request into the chat. I might just pull them up randomly on stream, but I just wanted to see. Smash TV is a must. Paperboy and Afterburner. So we're getting some recommendations on games we can play with that setup. So,
Paperboy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know about Paperboy. So
I guess maybe with a spinner.
Yeah. I mean, Paperboy is better with my yoke, honestly, than a flight stick. He's saying Paperboy with handlebars is a must to come soon. So like if it's its own separate cab. There you go. She did hit it twice.
Dude, Mrs. Kongzarus, that outfit is one of your coolest cosplays. That Overwatch character.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Is it really? It was just like one suit, and then like he's like, "Oh, you need the little cheek thingies." Oh,
the battle makeup, dude. The battle makeup is dope.
Diva. She is a diva. All right, we have a $1.99 super chat from Console Fanboy. Endless One Up is reviewing Tron tonight, so sub to him. Thanks, I appreciate that, Console Fanboy. And so, Console Fanboy's favorite video is, I think, this one here. So for folks that haven't seen it, this is Mrs. Kongzarus butt hopping. Set, go. Now tell me, have you? She's like going up the wall. Have you ever seen anybody do? Come on, that woman's talented, right?
Michael Beast.
I just love that I have these clips ready to go anytime now. I'm taking a page from our very handsome other retro arcade content creator, 19K Fox, who when he does super chats and things, he likes to show these clip videos. I was like, I don't want to steal the idea completely, but I think it's fun. And
it's something that Twitch does that YouTube doesn't yet. And truly, I think YouTube will get there adopting this stuff because it's a way to monetize. It's a way to actually have fun with it. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Endless One Up. There he is himself. He says $5 super chat. Yeah, I think Arcade went up and does need to check their quality control. I just dropped a Defender video about quality control issues. Okay. So that means
Endless One Up yesterday. He beats himself up so much playing Vanguard. He's like, I suck.
It was good.
I suck.
No.
God, my mother doesn't love me. Oh, I suck. Every time he died. And I was like, oh, this poor guy.
That's so funny. All right, well, just in case, thanks for the super chat. You get to see some sandal upside your head.
It's bedtime.
It is Big Blue playing time. That's what it is. What the hell?
And maybe it'll get old, but it's not old yet.
Beautiful. It's
If you
beautiful.
beat yourself up, you can see Mrs. Kongzora beating you up. All right, so Brady is already thinking about using the push-pull spinner as an afterburner throttle for a slow down and fast. I need to do that. Actually, one of the things I haven't done yet, which I plan to do with my in-depth review, is take the panel apart and see how the controls are set up and see what else is how the push-pull spinner works, how the controller could actually work in a USB.
Is there a headset button?
There is a red headset in there for you to.
So interesting. So like the Disc of Tron game, you can play versus others or what?
I don't think so. I think even in the arcade they were turn-based. So it's not yeah, I don't think they're online compatible with like competing against somebody else. It's just leaderboards for both of the games. And the leaderboards are already like 200 people deep. So
what?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's already 200 people that have their cab. So I'm like number 200 on Tron and like 190 something on Disc of Tron right now. So.
What? Wow, y'all are just doing work on Tron.
Yeah. Progress skills. So, butt hopping, most impressive.
Hopping.
Michael. Yes. And thanks, P-Dubs Arcade Loft for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much for joining and supporting the channel. We love you so much. In fact, B-Dubs was one of our favorite moments too.
Well, this side looks more real.
Oh, I know, but they're saying that it's mostly like just this area. But now I have
It
two
looks,
different
it looks
colors.
like you have
I'm not
a
gonna-
brownie over your face.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like you just ate some like dog poo and you got it all over you.
Just like
So wrong.
B-Dubs,
So
that
wrong.
was for you, Dubs. Thank you. So player 2 takes turns, like Bradley was saying. So yeah, I'm planning on taking it apart, seeing what I can do. But part of me is now that these cabs are online enabled, I modding them is definitely getting harder for me to do. Like when it was just something that like, hey, I can play these games on MAME and there was no loss of features if I can just replicate the gameplay on a computer. Losing the online leaderboard now has me somewhat hesitant about doing the mod, but I
think I'd go the Mad Dad's way. The way how Mad Dad's did his Big Blue with multiple PCBs built into the boards, and then just you get a switcher. So then you keep your online board, but then you put another board in there that lets you play your afterburner.
Yeah, the only problem would be getting the encoder to work with both, because the encoder uses a single board, and so having that go to both things to work separately would be the biggest issue. So if I can figure that out, if I can split wires into a second encoder and not like mess things up, who knows? That would be always ideal if we can keep stuff stock and then add stuff. That's what I did with my Legends pinball, for example, right? It's like you can keep the stock interface, but you can mod it as well. Like that's meant to do that. These are definitely not meant to be modded in that way to keep it.
You can't put like another machine in with a KVM switch. So this is just the monitor.
It's the monitor with the PCB, but then again, the controls are hooked up to the PCB itself. So if I wanted to use this with the PC or something, I'd have to figure out how to get that.
Got it. Okay.
So I can definitely split it, no problem. I don't want to bring a separate control deck into it.
I think there's an option when you edit this video where you can go cut to Bobby Vu's basement, and Bobby Vu is like doing the work like a mad scientist. He's got it ready for you, man.
Maybe. So Bobby Vu does the modding for the hard stuff, but Brad D is talking about okay modding if you only lose the online leaderboards. And so Brad was with me about a year ago, and so if you haven't checked out Brad D's channel, by the way, he was one of the first folks to do a Tron review, has a really successful Tron review, one of the biggest on your channel. Congrats. Go sub to Brad D. But he was with me when I modded my Arcade1Up Outrun, the steering wheel. And we were just going through like, hey, how can we mod this and put this into what's called an APAC encoder? Because you need an analog signal for the steering wheel. And so, Brad, maybe we need to get together and combine minds and see what we can do. If you haven't already, I'm curious what you think about doing mods, because he's somebody that I would actually hit up and do a collaboration with. And people have been asking me like, hey, I'm pretty known for doing a Star Wars mod. Are you planning to do a Tron mod? I already have requests for people saying, Kongs or us, B, do a Tron mod. I will do it with you. And I was like, So there's already a market for it. So
B, you're blowing up, bro. You could do a mod on, you could install like a bidet on your toilet and you would have 200 people subbing in and watching, baby. I'm telling you.
That's what people want. People want to see the mod work. I mean, I originally started this channel being a modder and a pirate, so
That's
you
how I
know,
met you.
it's
Was through modding.
exactly. There's a market for it. In fact, I think there's the hardware mods, the actual doing software updates, and then there's the like just cosmetic mods, right? Making things shiny, adding more things. Tony C says the missus did the mod. She did mod the Tron cap. She did a hardware mod. She broke the G panel with the slightly crooked. She actually did mod it too. She signed the back of it as well. So we'll show that off in a second. But back to my point, that the soft mod side of things, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
You're talking about hard mods and then soft mods.
Hard mods and soft mods. What was I gonna say? I had a point. Oh, you got me distracted, but that's okay. That's what she does.
You were looking at the beautiful wife next to you, and then she just, you know,
I know.
she distracted you.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. Dang it. I had a really good point about like doing soft mods and hardware mods. But anyways, the plan is to still do some sort of mod for Tron at some point. Oh, the cosmetic mods. That's what I was talking about. So things to just make your cab look pretty. We already know that this is one of the best night lights available. There's so many different lights. Your marquee, your black light, the light bar, and there's 4 different lit features on this cab. You know, Gen 1 cabs had 0 features. There was no lit marquee, no extra lighting, no lit J panel. There's 4. We've not seen a cab with 4 different things. And I wanted to mention Tulsa Arcades. If you've never heard of Tulsa Arcades for aftermarket upgrades, he just let me know there's an aftermarket kit that he's putting together to add in a lit back plate above the monitor. There's an extra board because the original Tron cab, remember there was a graphic in the back that was lit up? You know what I'm talking about? So the back of the Tron cab, he's going to make a light up portion that replicates that image, and then he's gonna also make a lit riser and a lit J panel, or the front kick plate panel with something else. So cosmetic mods are something I will absolutely plan to do with it to this, because I think it's worth it. It's already lit up, might as well make it light up even more. Because
so I want to ask, the J panel lights up.
The J panel, the front part of it does. So let me
that's crazy.
Right, so there
none of my cabs even have J panels.
I know. This is I believe one of the first lit J panels to light up this whole thing. And the only other one that I've seen that lights up is the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. And that's coming out next year, I believe. So it's the Legacy reskin. But this is just, there's a light bar behind this, and this is just clear plexi.
That's beautiful, man. And that thing does look gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous. It's pretty big, and I am a fan of just kind of like the setup for right now. And yeah, the only thing that kind of bugs me is like this bottom part is just plain black. I really would have liked if they added its own corn door, right? Like if they did the coin door like Simpsons, the molded one. Yeah. I just wish they would have did that with every cab moving forward. It's so weird to have like some that have it, some have a sticker, some have different like artwork.
It's almost like this was in the hopper before Simpsons.
Yeah.
And they had this all planned out and ready to go. And it was just
probably,
it took longer to come through. And then I'm me watching that, I just.
No, we do. No, it's too big.
It's so nice, dude. That's pretty. And what I like is that it is legit large. Look at it next to Big Blue.
Yeah.
It is big for sure. Right. It is like if Big Blue is at the top side of it is literally only about 2 inches taller than Tron.
And you can and you can see the Marvel next to it, right? So there's your original Arcade1Up size.
Yep. The Tron Marvel cab is just legit tiny. Yeah. So I can move over a little bit. I'll make this big. Again, this is from the back. This is Marvel versus Capcom. This is Big Blue. This is Tron. It just, from a home arcade standpoint, now it's getting to the point where you look at it and it actually, even though it's 3/4 size, there's just a heft and a size to it that is just, I mean, stand next to it, Mrs. Kong's arrest, so you can see, like, it is taller than her compared to her. Yeah. So she's
big.
Taller than her.
She's shorter than Big Blue too.
She is shorter than Big Blue. Yeah.
She's taller than Marvel 1 though.
Yeah, she's taller than Marvel 1, but I'm standing next to this now. I actually look like somewhat legit where, you know, I could be playing and standing. And the thing about the control panel too, the control panel finally sits higher. Look out the size of this control panel next to Big Blue. Remember, people were saying Big Blue control panel was a little low next to this is Marvel, this is Big Blue sitting it. Look how high the control panel is next to a standard Arcade1Up.
It legit feels like a 1980s arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's finally taller. I mean, yeah, so you don't feel like a little baby or like a huge monster anymore playing with these cabs. So that's pretty exciting. I
gotta tell you, man, let me ask you, are you planning on redoing or shuffling the deck on for your background? So you have one of the coolest backgrounds always, right? Because of all your cabs and all your pinballs. Are you going to shuffle things around and like line up for a premier background now that you have like these amazing cab functions and different sizes and variables?
I don't know. Shinobi says that there is a lit J panel from a Pac-Man with QVC. That's good to know. Yeah. This lineup against my wall right now, I have TMNT, a modded SF2, Mortal Kombat Legacy, Marvel vs. Capcom, Big Blue, and then Tron. I probably will be doing some arcade shuffling to see what makes sense and what I can move. I think sadly my modded original Gen 1 Street Fighter 2 with the Hyperspin drive, it's like one of the very first mods I ever did, so I'm keeping it for nostalgic purposes.
What?
That might be the one that has to go. I said it a long time ago that I'm gonna have to sell it, but we will see.
We will see. Yeah, you got to let those birdies fly away from the nest, man.
Yeah, the control panel sits just as high as the IR Arcade. Yeah, so it's a good one to put next to. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, to put that next to there. Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking about the IR Arcade. I was looking at the IR Arcade, so I'll just spill the beans on kind of like my idea project with Bobby Vu. What if Arcade1Up is coming up with their own Dragon's Lair cab. We had talked about this, and it's going to be the shape of the Dragon's Lair cab, but it's still just going to be like 2 games. It's going to be Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, and I think maybe one more game. So I was like, what if I had Bobby commissioned to make a Dragon's Lair style cab, and then I imported the Dragon's Lair, the IR Arcade guts into that using a 19-inch monitor. And so like now people aren't complaining that, hey, it's IR Arcade so ugly. No, I'm going to make it look like a Dragon's Lair cab with the IR Arcade guts. So
what are the guts of it? Is it just a PCB?
Yeah, it's running like I've never opened it because they have this warranty thing where the PCB is in the control panel itself. So if you take it apart, then like you're out of warranty. So that's prevented a lot of people from opening it up. But I'm just about over a year now, or we're gonna be a year soon. So I'm just gonna open it up and check it out. But that's an idea that I have to make the IR Arcade a little bit more. It's nice looking in its Dragon's Lair with the arts, but yeah. And so somebody got like the $299 deal. Like I know you've been on the fence for getting it, right? But it's because it's a bar top and it's just kind of like a fancy or candy cab. But if it looked like a Dragon's Lair cab with that guts or different shape designs, man, that would be a really hot cab. So that's an idea. That's a future project that I would consider doing. So we'll see how it turns out. But you have a cat with you.
I have a cat with me.
You have a kitty cat.
You guys could take so many extra parts and build so many cat trees. It's insane.
Yeah, right.
That's what a lot of people were saying last night too.
Yeah. Oh, Steps. Kristen Steps is saying for $299 IR key deal, you're opening it up. Yeah, definitely do that. With an added lit marquee that would look great with the Big Blue theme scan. That would be interesting for sure. Mad Dad's Gaming is here. Oh man. So Kristen Steps, when she was watching the stream, I was rewatching the stream last night and was finally getting to read some of the comments. And some people like Kristen were like, I'm just here to watch the train wreck and see what else goes wrong. And she was like rooting. It was like the section where it was like, put a 1 in the chat if you think it's going to work. Put a 0 in the chat if you think it's going to fail. Kristen's like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. She's waiting for stuff to fail. But I love Kristen.
Was John watching? I didn't see the chat. Did John jump in?
John did not get in, no. So maybe he'll watch it at some point. But hey, we got to give a quick shout out to our good buddy Al F. Simon. He's also a member to the channel. And if you've seen our new logo, that was him and his beautiful artwork. So yeah, thanks Al for being here.
I love the new logo, dude. It's cool.
It looks great.
Do you? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. The first cartoony logos that we made were based on my cell phone, like the Android app that like lets you take a selfie and it turns you into something. I was like, I'm just gonna use this, and then we're gonna have some pictures in it.
Nice. I dig it. The personal branding is it's beautiful. You guys are doing good things with it.
Yeah. Oh, DG Emery agrees. You would buy a Dragon's Lair custom cabinet to shove an iArcade guts in for sure. Yeah, this is an idea. It might happen. Let's do it.
That's gonna be the headache, right?
I feel like Gladiator. Are you entertained? Are you not entertained?
So I should step
was
into more
entertaining.
arcades.
Well, I think everything that you do is pretty much entertaining. So it comes with the territory. When you have Mrs. Kongzerus on a show, you never know what might happen because she just tends to like try to climb on you, or try to butt hop, or try to shove.
She's really timid today. She's really timid today. Like
I know.
Like I expected her to come out like Ric Flair. Like it's still turned on. Woo!
I'm still asleep at this moment. Try to conserve energy.
I'm actually surprised she doesn't have her regular Sunday Funday drink. Are you not in the mood?
I already
She's
had a lot
chilling.
of wine last night.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I know I shouldn't
Chilling.
be encouraging it, but I'm just surprised. But
How
yeah,
many glasses did I have?
she
I
did.
brought the box up at one point.
There were some
Yeah,
comments that were
yeah.
like
were you
wine
drinking?
and building cabs do not
Beer.
mix. But
Actually, we kind of switched roles because I was drinking beer.
Wait, you
too.
brought a box of wine out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, dude. You see, this is what I made fun of her because I'm
Yep.
like, because she always
I
buys
talked
box
about
wines, and I'm like, this is so
she's
trailer
gonna
trash.
go
Like,
get it
what are you
right
doing?
now. Like her legit favorite thing is $12 box wine from Trader Joe's.
See, told you.
That's bullshit. That stuff's garbage ass.
Yeah,
It's gungle
and
juice.
it's
man.
like it's 3 bottles in one, and she
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
the cab and the rosé. So she legit like was like,
This is really
Yeah.
good box
Dude, we
wine.
got to keep these two away from each other. It'll be bad.
mhm,
This is bad news.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, you have.
Are you
Yeah,
just
don't try
straight
to
drinking
front.
it out of the box? All right. So no need for a glass.
That's how a champ does it. That's how
That's how
champions
I know.
roll.
I
Let's
know,
be
that's-
honest.
Just making extra dishes.
Dude, the conalingus. Oh my god, that was and P Dubs turned so red he had no idea. He was like, "I am
He
on a
would not
stream.
answer the question.
I am live on a stream with females, and I am not sure how to conversate this process." You know what
Didn't know
was going
he was
through his
getting
mind?
himself into.
He was just thinking, "Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled. Don't get
Right.
canceled.
Get
Don't get
canceled. Be
canceled."
careful. He's sitting in between, and I didn't realize that where I positioned him was right in
He was
between.
right in the
two
middle,
ladies.
dude.
He was like in between the two ladies. So that's
That was
good.
so good.
I did get somebody that asked me and left a comment. Rob Kelsel from Kelsel's Arcade was like, it was great to see more ladies get in on the hobby. So props to you, New and Mrs. Kongzerus, and was asking New if you had your own channel. So for
Oh.
folks that don't know where to
Oh.
find you, New Sensation 5150, what's some of the type of content you plan on doing now that you've started to carve out your own space? I love that you are doing your own thing now.
Well, so I'm kind of working through that right now. Right now,
Mhm.
I'm just playing games, and I want to get more people to play with me when I'm on. And so far, I haven't had people like chatting, so that's tough because I don't know if when you started out, if you want that interaction, right? It makes it
Yeah.
more fun. That's what it's
Mhm.
about.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But I'm kind of thinking about a few different ideas. I don't know. I would love it if I think I want to call you Mrs. Crew because it's so much easier than Mrs. Kongs or us. KRU, Mrs. Crew.
Mrs. Crew and New. There you
If
go.
we could do something together, that would be fun.
There you
Yeah,
go.
why don't you two girls get together and do something fun? Kong and I will just sit back and we'll just record.
Impromptu chat, and let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd like to see New and Mrs. Crew do some content together without the boys. And I've asked you
Yeah.
this before, like where it would just be you guys. Would you guys?
I-
Would you be down?
The owls.
They'll be
Yeah.
asking for tech help within 10 minutes.
Oh,
She'll be
that would
asking
what's
for
funny.
her she'll be asking for her mic to get turned on within 10 minutes. Honey, my mic's not working.
Did you say
Get
you just
down
need help getting turned on? Is that right? What happened? So I think people would watch.
There's
Maybe there
lot
could
of
be a
ones.
market for
God
that.
damn,
So,
that's a lot of ones.
all right.
That's too many ones.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
people.
ones.
There is a market for it to watch. So hello. Props. They can take turns trying on cabs.
I will not fit in any of those.
She's-
I'm too big.
She got a dump truck. She got let's be real.
Well, that would
I
make it
was
more
talking about
entertaining
too
to
tall,
try.
but-
She's
So-
tall. She's very tall.
I have
She's
to
very
say,
tall.
the
Amazonian
Tron one
woman.
was taller than like all the other risers. I was able to fit into the riser.
Yeah.
Did you say
So-
you signed the G panel that you broke?
No, I signed the back.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
let me pull it up right now just so you guys can see what she did last night. She felt a little bit guilty and she was like, all right, I think this would be fun to have as a memento of our occasion. So she took several photos and not only broke my cab, but somewhat defiled it with a signature. So now this is a one of a kind Tron cab
It's not
that
like you're gonna get rid of it.
I don't know. I don't think I would ever get rid of it. But if I ever did,
It's not like you can.
It's not like I can. Is that what you're saying? All right, here, let me pull this up. All right, let's share my screen. Talking while I'm sharing my screen. What else am I supposed to say?
You're not supposed to say share your screen.
I know, I'm terrible. All right, here it goes. There it is. There's Mrs. Kong's Russ, and she wrote
Jimmy, Christmas, Mrs. Kong.
Mrs. Kong's Russ broke
The
this,
word
and then
for
she
it.
put
I love it.
I saw that pop up a couple of times in chat. So
hashtag divorce court, and then
Yep.
she put eyebrows and point. So this is Mrs. Kong's Russ and the board. So what can I say? We have a fun custom one of one.
How much did you buy Tron for?
he said it got on sale.
I did get it on
Got it
sale.
in a back alley. He
Yeah.
met a dude.
We're not gonna. Okay, so okay, so I would recommend while it's hot and fresh with that signature, you sell it right now for top dollar.
Really? Who would buy a broken Tron cab with
You
a
can't even
signature?
tell it's broken.
Put a
It's not
one
gonna
in the
tag
chat.
signature.
Put a 1 in the chat if you would buy this off B Kong with her signature.
Who would
Watch
buy a
this.
Mrs. Kong? No, nobody's gonna do that. Put a 0 in the chat if you think it's stupid to buy a broken cab with Mrs. Kong's signature. Not that your signature is stupid or value, but you were talking about like devaluing stuff, right? By like her elbow smashing my
that was
toys and
awesome.
things like that. This
You
this
say
had
that's
Mrs.
awesome?
Kong's
If I
inside
did
the
that,
cab.
it would not be awesome.
That's true. It's awesome that it was done to your toy and not my
Right.
toy.
That's
But
These guys are just being too nice. They're just playing along, putting one in
there's
the
just
chat.
like one.
They
Most
just
people
they
don't
know.
want to see it. Ain't nobody buying Tron. That's the reality. There's 200 people who got it, and those are the
Oh,
200
that's
people.
well. Steps is talking to the point. Like, if you buy a display cab from Walmart or something like that, this would be now an opportunity to fix it or mod it or do something. If something was broken inside, like I had no fret about it being broken because I knew I could fix it. I knew I could do anything, and it would be a project to do. It might make some money. DJ Murray is like, would you do 350?
Dude,
just for the panel.
Too funny.
just for the panel.
Look at that. Mike Hawkshurst is here. This is the new number one Mrs. Congress moment now. Thanks.
The
It's
Tron
now known
cab.
as the Tron crab. That could be true. That could be true. But hey, I got a 199 super chat from Console Fanboy that says new sensation is really good at Vanguard Subtour. Is that true? Are you good at
He's
Vanguard?
lying. He's
She's
a
good.
liar.
She's really good at donating to the enemy team.
Is that right? Okay.
I'm really good at making people laugh when they watch me. So
She is entertaining. She is entertaining as all get out when she plays.
All right. Well, I would love to see new and Mrs. Kongzaras at some point. Maybe do something like this.
Hi, this is Mrs. Kongzaras, and are you ready to get big, buck, wild? Well, let's go.
Big buck wild.
Yeah.
Super chat. Yeah. That'll be fun. Because if you ever get a buck hunter cab, there's multiple buck hunter girls, and so there you go.
You want to get buck?
He would never be interested in that cab.
You want to get? I'll find one on
Let's be
Facebook
real.
Marketplace or something. Yeah.
But I would like to have one where you actually pick up the guns and shoot and stand. I think that would be fun.
That's big buck.
Like
hunter.
that.
Well, are there other ones?
There's T2.
Yeah.
Terminate that too.
There's T2.
Terminate T2 is coming.
I know some people who wouldn't mind if I got a T2 cab. I mean,
So in the future for light guns, because Arcade1Up probably has some future light guns in their timeline. I'm predicting there's been a lot of talk about Time Crisis, if you remember that game as a potential gun
Time
game.
Crisis.
A lot of talk about House of the Dead 2 as a potential cab. Yeah. So I mean, if you're waiting for one that kind of tickles your fancy, I think in the next year we probably will see at least one or two more as they're still using what's called their Sinden technology is the light gun tech they're using. But if you want to just buy a light gun and PC emulate stuff and shoot on your 50-inch screen or something, they also have light guns that you can buy and plug into your PC and play too. So if you want to get your shooting fix without having to invest in a cab, that might be something that you're interested in too.
I think they're gonna, as you look at like Terminator 2, they partnered up with the director who made the original game, George Petro. And so I think he's been involved in some other shooters like your Lethal Enforcer type games. So I wouldn't be surprised if you continue to see that kind of trend of that. And I don't know what they call it. Like, it's almost like the term is like digitizing the actors or something like that. But back when we were kids, they did that. Like, it's the Mortal Kombat thing, right? Like how they took actors and made them into the video game. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Are you talking about like making new modern versions of that, or
I could see him like I could see him dropping like a Lethal Enforcers game or Lethal Enforcers 2 on a cab. Like I'm surprised like Terminator 2 only one game, but it is what it is. They had to pay for
Lethal
Arnold.
Enforcers franchise would be a really good one to put on there. I just going through my favorite light game
genre. So you would get rid of the Lethal Enforcers in my dad's garage at the moment.
I have a legit full-size Lethal Enforcers cab in my father-in-law's garage right now, but it's half working. I think one gun works and the monitor needs a recap. So it was my very first full-size arcade that I ever purchased for I think $375, $400. And it's just big. It's heavy. I have like no place to put it. It's actually in a Midway style cab though, so it's not in its original like shape of a Lethal Enforcers cab. Like I didn't know back then. This was about a year and a half ago. The differences between the cab styles, and I was like, it's a Lethal Enforcers cab. Like looks cool, but like the monitor is like slanted on a like shooter, so it's really kind of funky and weird to play. So I probably might sell it once I get it working a little bit more. But
just call Ralph. He'll tell you exactly what it was, right?
I know. I need to get with Ralph and use his little recap kit thingy and get the light gun. It's definitely something I wanted to dabble in, which is working on my real arcades downstairs. I have 3 of them that I've not.
You have 3 full size?
Don't work.
You have 3 full size that don't work?
Well, they half work. I have a dual cockpit virtual on in my garage.
You have a half working cockpit?
I do have a half working cockpit. I do.
Only the pink side works.
No, the blue side works. The pink side's not working. Do you know what I'm talking about? You ever played Virtual On before?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
The robot with the dual sticks.
Like amazing game. Like, hold on. When you say you have full size, is it a 2-player one though?
It's like the legit sit down one. Like it's huge.
That game was
and
amazing.
It was awesome.
You displaced one of our cars.
I did. I moved the car out of the garage so I can put my Virtual On inside the garage.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna argue. That's a good use though. Like if you're gonna move a car, Virtual On is a cab that you move a car for.
But it half works.
It's like the full joysticks, right? Double joysticks with like triggers everywhere.
Yeah,
I love
it.
Right
now, it just boxes sit on it.
Has it just been not enough time to get around to it, or?
Yeah, because it requires like a lot more figuring out like what to do with the PCB
you gotta
board.
learn it.
Yeah, so you got to check and kind of see which.
There's a couple of times when you and a buddy was trying to fix it, and then you like took out some of the breakers.
Yeah. It just there's just a lot more.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more intimidating, like working on real hardware than it is with any of these machines that I can I'm way more comfortable and can emulate a PC. No problem. But real hardware is real hardware. But I think people like Ralph and other folks that have been doing it for a while, it is a dying art. So I am anxious to kind of learn and figure it out.
Because it's like a motherboard on top of a motherboard on top of a motherboard.
It's a giant ass PCB to play one game, right? Because that was the technology like 30 years ago. And so I also have a giant ass Star Wars pod racer that is in my garage.
Dude, I watched you drive that home. That video of you driving it home had me crying.
Yeah.
Had me crying. I just pictured you rolling down Holt Boulevard from Pomona, like, look what I just bought.
Yep, that's what he did.
Yeah. The 2-car garage is now a 4-cab garage. You are correct, good sir.
Yeah.
Sell it to Retro Rock because they have a pill for that gong.
My issue is I can't do that in my garage because of winters here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would just legit fry the shit. They wouldn't work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, T2 fixer. Let me see. I'm finally getting back a cut. Sometimes my chat is really delayed with their stuff here. So
no, we're having a good conversation. That's the problem.
We are having a good conversation here as well. So people are talking about, what do you think about doing like an Area 51 cab? That'd be cool.
I liked Area 51. It was fun.
Area 51 maximum force. So those are the type of games you're talking about, like where, it's the digitized person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so like when you go back, remember the circus shooting game? There was
You
one
shot
where
down?
like you were literally shooting at like a circus all day, and everything it was like 100 different games.
Carnival, that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
you shoot
great
like
shooting game.
Yeah.
the circuit, like the cars with the little animals on it. And you'd
No,
break
this
apart
is
the
like an evil game. It's like
Oh.
Carnival.
Okay.
Yeah, and the gun would clack back every time you pulled the trigger. You would get the clack back on it. Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah. There's also my favorite game of all time is Point Blank 2. And then
Police Academy?
Not Police Academy, Police Trainer.
Oh, Police Trainer. There you go.
Police Academy, the game.
That would be
that'd be
amazing.
funny. You'd have like
You had
Michael
that
Winslow.
one guy on your stream. That one
What's that?
guy on your stream does custom guns too.
That's right.
Ray.
Yeah, Ray from Gunfight RR, Gun for
Next
IR.
level. Like he had ones that would not pass through TSA at an
Right.
airport.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so amazing. He just disappeared. Is he okay?
Looking for the gun. He's looking for the gun in his bottomless pit of stuff.
Oh my
He bought
goodness.
his and hers gun too.
Look
Oh,
at dude.
wow.
See? I just Kong's from the hood when I mentioned look at the gun and he goes, hold on, let me get my strap. He's from the LBC. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Those are awesome. Do they clack?
They do.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
these
the
are-
bomb.
These are
See?
legit actual Time Crisis guns from a Time Crisis 2 cab. So these are legit real arcade games. And so Ray modded these with his Gun for IR technology, and it plugs in via USB and then connects to a power source. And then when you hold it down, it goes. So these are like really hefty, amazing. But these are harder to get, and they were really stupid expensive. But
Yeah.
What?
you don't want to know how much they cost.
What?
I think I told you how much they cost.
You told me that Ray gave you the pink one for me.
I bought that one for I
He
support
gets
small
deals.
businesses. I bought it from
He
him.
gets deals. This is true.
No. I legit buy everything.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know
I mean,
how the
okay.
other person gets it, but I personally legit buy
He does. He
everything.
supports a lot of small businesses.
I was supporting small businesses, right? If Ray happens to come
You
in
have
here
to
and
not
do
ask
something-
questions that
These
you don't
pandemic
want to know the
times.
answers to.
These pandemic times. Are you kidding? Just supporting the community.
Exactly. But that blue gun, for instance, I'll just reveal how much like that blue Time Crisis gun with all the modded parts and everything costs the same amount as my Tron cab.
So I should step on that too.
It's
But that's full size though.
yeah.
But
I mean
that's
the
full
gun.
size.
Yeah, no, because the gun itself. Yeah, the
Oh
gun.
no. The gun cost as much as your Tron cab.
This blue gun cost the same amount as my Tron cab. I paid about $650 for this.
Kong, you could have bought a real gun
Right?
and then just went and robbed someone for their Tron cab and their fake gun for half
Or
that.
about a 3D printer.
Okay, I don't feel bad anymore because my kittens probably are worth more.
Yeah, I mean, I do. So, I mean, the cat, this gun shell alone, right? A real Namco gun shell. Like, if you buy one of these in this condition, like this is like immaculate, almost brand
It
new
is
condition.
clean.
You just don't find these condition guns. The Time Crisis 4 guns. This is already like $300 alone just for the gun shell. About. And then just modding labor and the parts and things. That's part of just his cost for everything as well. And it works. And so I am a supporter. It's expensive. I think Ralph just did a video on Gun for IR. So that's the only downside for that particular product is that you have to have an existing gun shell and then you have to pay the labor and the cost for modding it. So it's just none of us got into the hobby to save money for sure.
There's some truth.
But there's other options that are great. The commercial options you probably have Sinden, or there's a new light gun on the market called the AE light gun too, which is also about $150-$200. So if you want to buy a light gun that's like already commercial ready, that's what it would typically cost instead of one of these real ones. So
Really?
don't fret. That's not like the regular cost of a light gun, but I'm just crazy and I still got to do my light gun content. That's coming soon.
You have a workstation of potential content ideas that are just a mile long, I'm sure, man.
I do. So yeah.
And I like how he picks like some things to make contents of the turkey video, and I was like, okay, but you could be doing
That was
like
awesome.
he could have been fixing up the Star Wars pinball that he's supposed to sell ages ago.
Oh, I'm never selling that.
That's like holed up in his B
I
room.
do have to sell the other Tron cab that I have. I have another Tron cab in my room that's a Gen 1 cab. So, but one of my very first mods I ever wanted to do was to make a Tron cab. And so I bought Tron artwork and a Tron marquee and bought Glenn's controls and was about 75% done making my cab. when this got announced, and then I was just like, all right, I don't need to do this anymore. And then I never sold it before it came out, which I needed to do. So.
But this is content right here. Mrs. Crew and I can do a pile of shame, B's pile of shame.
Oh, wow.
And Rev's pile of shame.
What? We don't need to bring me into this. You can make fun of him all day. You don't need to bring me into this.
That's a show right there.
That's ridiculous.
The pile of shame. That could be.
I don't have a big pile of shame.
I know. Does anybody have any half-finished projects?
Yeah. What are your other half-finished projects in the chat? Kind of curious about that. But going back to one of the other topics we wanted to talk about was food hacks and things, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Do we have time for that?
Just last 10 minutes of the show. We talked with them on Friday night how you guys don't do much cooking on your own. But do you have any fun food hacks that you've done that really turn out well from a recipe standpoint or anything else that's out of the norm?
Yeah, no. Let's be real. I keep it honest. So we'll hit give me a pre-made pico de gallo, dice up some chicken, throw it on some tortillas, add a little bit of limon and some guac, and bam, street tacos. Street tacos all day long, dude. I grew up in Fontana, man. If it can be made on a burner with a broke ass frying pan, that's how I cook. So it's it works easy. But our food hacks, we definitely like to go what we like to call pick up and go. It's a thing that we do here in Minnesota where we don't actually do anything. We just eat at home. Other people's food, we bring it home. So no, it's boring as shit, man. I'm not gonna lie.
We add jalapenos to a lot of things when we can.
Yeah, she does. When I met her, she didn't even know what a jalapeno was. And then, for real. And then we moved out to Arizona, and she was like, "Did you ever know about these hot pickles?"
Even the fast food restaurants had hot and spicy everything. So, and then it was game on. Yeah,
now she likes the fumar.
The spicy.
You like that caliente?
What if we did a spicy ramen challenge or something?
Ooh.
Oh, dude, listen, I'll tell you right now. I have a ringer, so my kid, I'll bring him in. He'll eat anything spicy. It's
and
ridiculous.
We love Hot Ones. We love that show.
Yeah, I'll challenge.
Challenge for Christmas last year. So.
Oh, you bought all the hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
12 different hot sauces. It was brutal.
I'm down. Baby, so I would die. But if we did the 4 of us and did it or something like
I'm
that,
down.
or hot nuts,
I'm down.
Like that'd be fun.
I think this isn't going to be fair though. I think Mrs. Kongs R Us can handle goddamn anything from what I've seen her do.
She's like Godzilla. She can just be like, ah.
Right? It's going to be me and you in the bathroom crying.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I always say hey, this will be good content, but I'm all like, why? The
sacrifices.
Last poll, impromptu poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see a spicy ramen or spicy something challenge between New Rev and Mr. and Mrs. Kongs R Us. Is that something
New
that would
Rev.
be fun?
You're gonna eat some spicy ramen? Oh boy, this okay, I'm in. If she's gonna do this, I'm in.
Yeah.
So she is white. Any change in blood flow, you will see immediately.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
Oh no,
it won't
I'm
be
in.
Pretty.
I'm in.
We got a lot of ones in the chat from everybody that
I
wants
love
to
how
see some
Al's
spicy.
comment was pile of shame will turn into a pile of heartburn.
Smart man.
19K Foxes in the chat. Hide your wives, man. That guy, I love that guy. That guy is a straight gangster. He is the Matt McConaughey of the retro community. He is amazing.
All right.
Oh, that's why you had me close my eyes.
I did. It's like our little half jokes that from during the Super Game Room dudes who joined the stream. This is my first time talking to him. I was like, hide your wives, hide your kids.
Avert your eyes.
Hey, y'all, come on now, ladies.
He's a stunning
Don't
man
y'all
of a
just
man.
hear someone talk with that smooth accent? I'll make everything sound good. Go get that pussy cat.
You want one?
You might like him. He does a live stream also tonight, I believe, at 6 p.m. Pacific, where he drinks bourbon and hangs out. So check out 19K Fox. I love that dude. I need to collaborate with him more. I want some ideas and get him on the show.
He's a good dude. And he's handy as hell. He doesn't have your soft hands. You have really soft hands, man.
Oh, thank you. Look at these soft hands. I'm sure 19K Fox does not have soft hands. He has some
magic fingers.
Rugged man hands.
Look at that. She just said magic fingers and her eyes twinkled. I like it, man. I love it.
A pussy cat right here too.
She is.
Oh wow, the cow is trying to eat the wine.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place. And the cats all over the live stream last night was hilarious. I just can't get them out of life. Anytime there's something new, they're all over the place.
They're like boxes. A box inside a box with more boxes? Dad got us a toy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it was about the 1 year anniversary of me doing my Outrun unboxing. So I didn't meet you back in the day, but I did an Outrun unboxing. So we had our previous cat that was also used to like jumping all over stuff. But it was fun to kind of relive like, hey, cats and unboxings are also entertainment. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the unboxing video. It was something that
took out the trash.
Yeah, I don't plan to do often unless it's like a brand new shiny cat that most people haven't seen and are interested in. I was like, who wants to see an unboxing video? And we had 213 people at a high point watching last night's stream.
Thank you. We appreciate you all for watching.
Which is crazy. And we have 100 people this morning checking out the show. I just want to say thank you all so much for hanging out with us on a Sunday morning. Sunday Funday shows are just about hanging and chilling. New Rev, you might see them pretty frequently more often because having a conversation with you two is way more fun. I love being able to connect and chat with the community. So any last things you guys want to say, throw out there for the Sunday Funday folks?
What do you got? No. You got nothing? All right, tune into her channel. I'll tell you, I got a couple things. One, shout out to Console Fanboy. He made a really good video recently highlighting his obsession with New Sensation. I appreciate it. This Friday, I will say this Friday on Put Your Quarters on the Glass, we have your average gamer, Nick Cruz, your friend, my friend, everybody's friend, is putting his booty hole on the line against Mike of all trades in Champions Edition Street Fighter on the Big Blue at 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. Those two are going to play a 1st to 10 matchup. The loser has to eat the devil's chip from hell. Live and no gloves, no protective equipment, no PPE. This is going to be real hardcore. Grown men crying like little babies. It's going to be amazing. And then from there, we're going to watch some Super Turbo action. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. A little $50. I think actually, no, there's like up to $100, but there's going to be some money matches on this Friday night as well, man.
Wow.
So
nice.
It's going to be good times.
Moat UAG, are you ready to see that?
So
see
how
them
is
eat
this
a hot
different
chip?
from the other chip that
It's the
UAG
same
ate?
chip.
Oh,
It's the same one.
Just no glove.
He bought 2 of them, and like remember how he had red. He was like, I got my gloves, I got my milk, I got my concoction. Like he was just like cheaping his way out. But I mean, he did it. But he's like, you know,
no bitch ass itis on my stream. You gotta man up on my stream. It'll be good.
You have to have him take like tiny nibbles.
Moat is
tiny
here.
nibbles.
Yes, not gonna cry, but okay. So hot chip, he didn't learn his lesson. He's gonna do another hot chip challenge.
I know.
Put your money if you think it's gonna be UAG or Mike of all trades. If it's gonna win, who's gonna win? Check it out.
I was just gonna say, put a 1 in the chat if you think UAG wins. Put a 2 in the chat if Mike of all trade wins. I want to see like what the audience.
Troll. I mean,
UAG is gonna take notes.
Your average gamer versus Mike of all trades, and they're okay. You know, they're both all right, but Moat will destroy UAG is what
You're a beast though, dude. You got to understand, like people know, like Cons Are Us is no joke. Like when you play, you're getting 110% every time. You don't play like.
Oh my goodness! Look at all these twos from Moat. I think Moat. Steps is saying he wants to see UAG, but he thinks UAG, but he's rooting for Mike. Oh my goodness! All right, we got to send this to UAG because Moat. Looks like you are a favorite, my man. We got a 3 for somebody else.
That's us. We all win. We all win on that one.
We all win by watching this. And so when we get to that live chip challenge, we will make sure everybody sees it because that will be fun. Thank you, Rev. Thank you, New. Thank you, everybody in chat for watching. This community is what makes this fun. And we'll keep doing it as long as you guys keep watching. So we appreciate it. You have anything else to say?
So I'm allowed to step on more stuff.
No, thank you. Bye, everybody. See ya.